Guys, I am working very hard to destroy my new sawmill. So what happened here is, thankfully Wood Mizer put a lot of cable on this, and I don't think that's going to be sufficient to snap that. I'm going to have to find me a better pair of snips here. But what happened here is I was really using the winch in an inappropriate manner, trying to pull a log kind of at a cross angle. And this cable managed to get wrapped up in the gears, and those gears, there's such a strong mechanical advantage to these gears that you know, it just wrapped in those gears and frayed and broke and did all of this. So yeah, if I can get it apart here. Oh man, I'm gonna have to go farther with that. I think that's a dull tool. Okay, well, we're gonna have to get something else to cut that. Alright, so this isn't a whole lot bigger, but it's sharper, so let's see if that works. Nope. Let's try the hacksaw. So the cable got caught up in the gears and got broken and frayed like that. We finally got it apart. Thankfully there is a lot of cable on this reel, on this spool. So what we're going to do is we're just going to cut off what is affected, the end section that's got the issue on it, and we're going to take this hook off. And honestly, that took way too long. I'm going to go into the shop and just kind of use the side grinder to grind this other portion of this cable off, because it's clear I don't have the proper tool to do this, so I'm just going to try to use that, and hopefully it'll be a little bit faster. So I'll be right back. I'm going to do that, and I'll see y'all in just a minute. So of course that turned out to be much easier. See if we can get this thing apart. And I'm kind of bummed about this, of course. I hate that this happened for obvious reasons, but the biggest reason is they did such a nice, I didn't go all the way through with this. They did such a nice and professional job putting this together. Oh, I didn't go all the way through with it. Alright, got it. Anyway, they did such a nice professional job. Instead of, you know, old school cable clamps, they've got this, and it appears to be some kind of a copper clamp. I'm not sure, but man, that is a strong piece right there. And we're going to replace it with these cable clamps. Not that they're not strong, I just, you know, I really wish I could stick with that original one, but the original one is ruined, so you know I can't. This right here took a little bit of damage during that. Let me compare it with the new one and see if there's any advantage in keeping that. Let's see here. I don't want any rough spots, rough edges, and burrs, of course. I got these stainless steel ones just to keep everything nice. I could have gotten the galvanized, the zinc plated ones, but it just didn't seem quite as nice. So I got the right size clamps, it looks like, but look at the difference. Look at the size difference there. I don't know. Let me see how big of a difference it's going to make. I think I'll just use the new one. I think that's going to be my best bet. There we go. Yeah, that new one's fine. That's perfectly fine. heard recently that Stanley Black & Decker, you know, they bought Craftsman out, and most of the Craftsman stuff has been made in Taiwan or China or wherever. I saw an article recently that said they were about to start shipping production back to the United States on some of that stuff, which really makes me excited. My first set of tools was a Craftsman set of tools. My dad bought it for me, I think for Christmas one year, at the Western Auto, close to where we live. And I've still got that set of tools, and those old Craftsman tools are, and I just love them. They are simple. They were, you know, reasonably inexpensive. Had a good, my goodness, what kind of, is this metric? This may be metric. Yeah, it's metric. It's 10, I guess I should have guessed, it's 10 millimeter. Those old Craftsman tools like these, and the reason I'm saying this is an older USA made Craftsman, and I just really cherish these old Craftsman tools because they were real solid tools. They were nothing fancy. There's nothing fancy about them. You wouldn't want to, if you were a mechanic, I don't suppose you would want to work all day long with them. But for somebody who does, you know, repairs just around the house and home and farm, man, they're just right. They're simple, and they're just what they're supposed to be, all you need. But they shipped all their production overseas, unfortunately, and that just really took the allure out of Craftsman tools for me, and it's kind of a sad thing. But having said that, it sounds like they're starting to ship production back home, which is really exciting. This is not something that I've ever done. We're just going to learn this together. Probably should be wearing gloves. Here's y'all's chance to ask me if I own any gloves. I wonder if I put a set of vice grips on here to keep it, if that would solve some of these problems I'm having. Best bet would have probably been a table vise at this point. But I'm too far in. Ah, come on now. Did I mention I've never done this before? Just want to make sure I get it tight right there at the end. Because we want to make sure that's cinched tight enough so it doesn't slip and slide on me. So like I said, it's a good thing Wood Mizer left me enough cable here. So the camera that I have, the recording stops at about 12 minutes. So I guess I hit that limit and it quit on me. I don't know what of that y'all got. But anyhow, as you see, I managed to cinch this pretty tight, so I think that's gonna be okay. I'm gonna run this next clamp right out here, and I really don't see why this won't hold just fine. That doesn't look half bad, really. Wish it looked better as the original, but I broke the original. There you go. Good as new. And no frays in that cable. Very nice. So all the axles and parts on this winch are held together by these little E-clips, these right here. And I'm not sure what I did. I'm not sure if I don't know if the cable got away from me or what happened exactly, but somehow I threw one of those clips off. I finally figured out that it goes right here. So I just got a new one, and it's pretty cheap. So go ahead and get this back on, so we'll be back at 100% on this thing. And here again, I'm sure there's some kind of a special little tool that deals with this, but here again, I don't have it. So, do the best you can with what you got.